How would you like to take a spur-of-the-moment trips to go and visit friends in other states? How would you like to survive off a backpack for food for weeks at a time? How would you like to have an up-close and personal view of nature as many others have never seen before? Today's guest will talk about these and other unique experiences which he has encountered several times, but most recently on a recent trip to Vermont. The Humanities Mass Communication Department of Norwalk Community College presents The New Directors, a show that introduces you to television's future writers, directors, and personalities. And now join our host, Johanna Staden, to meet the next new director.
Thank you for joining us for today's edition of The New Directors. All of the people involved with this program are students in a television production course and are directing, switching, controlling audio, operating cameras, and acting as talents for the first time today. The guests you're about to meet are students who are not on camera, are behind the scenes, working hard to bring this program to you with as few mistakes as possible. Each student will write and direct 4 different productions. This program will give them the chance to talk about themselves, the production they are planning, and give you the chance to get to know them and watch their progress throughout the semester. Our guest today is a first-class citizen and experienced outdoorsman with hours of hiking, camping, and traveling in the States. He has keen interest in nature and travel. We would like you to meet today's guest, John Teeter. So, we know that you have taken several trips throughout New England area. Please tell us about some of the things that you saw and experienced during this trip.
Well, originally I moved up here from Ohio maybe 2 years ago, and one of my buddies lives in Vermont, which is 2 hours away. So it being the winter season and all, we decided to take several ski trips up there. And while we were up there, we did a lot of different activities outdoors. We were hiking, we were skiing, we were just camping out and having fun. This video on the screen right now is from that trip. We was just walking around and just kind of having a little bit of fun. We hiked to the top of a peak called the Pinnacle in Vermont, near Westminster, Vermont, where it was just the most amazing views, and you could see as far as the eye could see. You could see mountains miles and miles away. It was really quite interesting. Here are my buddy's dogs that kind of came along with us. We generally spent the entire day traveling and hiking up or down the mountains. And this is just some footage that was shot along the way. I've always had a great interest in the outdoors, and it's just nature itself is just so beautiful and wonderful that I enjoy just hanging out and spending time out there. I plan to go back these summer months a lot more to do a lot more hiking, and obviously the ski season is over, but we can still have a lot of fun out there, set up tents and bring your own food and make a weekend of it. It's not that far, and you can see some really amazing things. The video shown right now is actually on the way to the Pinnacle. We did a little bit of driving up the base of the hill, and we hiked up, I believe, about 5 miles from there. It was really an amazing view. Yeah, and there it is. This is a long zoom in, and you could see very, very far. I obviously enjoy all the time I spend outdoors, and I'd like to be outside as much as possible. Beautiful mountains in the background. This is at the top of the Pinnacle, where it's a well-known resort, or well-known mountain that several hike up to, and it's beautiful.
That sounds like a very interesting trip and something that I would love to do. So, could you tell us a little bit more why you decided to take this production course?
Well, I was interested in the communications department in general. I'm taking several courses in the communications area along with this one. I'm taking journalism and film appreciation and writing for advertising and public relations. So I thought the TV production course would just mesh well with all those, and it gives me good insight to what goes on behind the scenes in the daily process of just putting together a TV show.
I see. Could you tell us what you learned most from taking this class?
Stoney is a master of teaching, and he just drilled into our heads a lot of different things. I mean, framing, composition, there's all sorts of different rules. Maybe the most important, my favorite, maybe most important might be composition, how to set up a shot. There's a lot of things that go into even a video shot. You want every shot to be able to stand alone. You want it to be perfect as it is, regardless if it's moving or still, and that's really what was pounded into our heads throughout the semester.
Could you tell us a little more about the projects that you've been doing, the Guns N' Roses, Nature Project, and Orange Project, and also the action sequence?
Yes, we started off in Stoney's class learning how to work Advid, and we used the Guns N' Roses for that. It's basically a pre-made program, and we kind of had to do a couple different things. This, you have to kind of just use different effects. You have to flip the motion, flip the cars so they're heading at each other, like they're about to fight. Obviously, that's policeman and fireman. We have to add different titles to the thing. This is the sequence that I did with the classmate Lori Lawless. This is the first shot that we did at school, and this is kind of just a basic understanding of how to use the camera. I mean, you have to remember that 180-degree rule, which you can never break. And this is just a good example of basic editing. I mean, this is a long shot that I held on for too long, but that's something that you learn and I know not to do again. So it's always a learning experience, and I'll take everything and go forward from there. This right here is some footage from my Vermont trip and my nature project. We have some converging lines before with the tree stumps running into each other, and even right here with the waterfalls meeting together to form one. There's a nice slow zoom in, which was preached over and over. You should have nice zoom ins and zoom outs, but I enjoyed the time I spent up there recording this project. And up next, I believe we have my orange sequence. This was the one where you kind of use the knowledge that you gained from editing the Guns N' Roses project as well as the sequence nature project and really put it together. My orange sequence project was heavily edited and it was put together quite nicely in my opinion, and it's pretty neat. You basically use everything you learned from the course.
So working on all these interesting projects, which one would you consider is the best one?
I would have to say my best project is my orange video project. Like I said, that's the one where I've done the most editing and really got a chance to use Advid and some of the effects that were possible. Right here, I used a little swirl motion to kind of create movement for the orange and hops down. I'm not sure if the audio is going, but I used a lot of different music to enhance the mood and create different character settings and different even just scene settings. The orange is an evil orange, and it's making repeated attempts to open the handicapped door so you can enter the school and cause havoc. It's pretty interesting. Advid allows you to use a lot of different tools, and once you play Advid, it's really interesting. This is Lawless, my actress, sitting at her computer, and she helped me out a lot when we were filming this stuff. But it was fun. This was an opportunity to put basically everything you've learned in one project, and that's what I tried to do. As we finish up watching this. She quits right there. I don't know if the sound's running, but mood changes and it really picks up right here. You can really tell that the orange is out to get her, and there's a surprise next. You're gonna have to tune in and see a different day what happens.
Very, very interesting. So could you tell me what you would like to create next after doing all these wonderful projects?
I would like to incorporate some video making on some of my next trips and hikes. I obviously enjoy just going out and camping and hiking, but now with the tools I gained here, it tells you how to actually put together and create a nice movie. So it's not just a home video, it's an actual work of art.
Today we got to meet someone who shared with us the wondrous nature in the New England area. As a new TV director, he hopes to apply what he learned at NCC to document other travel and nature experiences. He also plans to use the knowledge from the television production course in the future videos. We would like to thank you, John, for joining us today.
No problem.
We hope you enjoy meeting some of television's future directors, and we hope you will continue to join us each week watch our progress. Thank you and good day.
This has been The New Directors, with your host Johanna Staden, directed by John Hartwell. I am your announcer, Laura Dicker. The New Directors is a Norwalk Community College student production.